What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Lake Eufaula Bassmaster Elite Series tournament and the stuff that I did, the baits that I used. Going to give you a rundown of everything really for days 1 and 2. Kind of tell you my thought process in practice and all that, and go from there. So just to start things off, I didn't have the best practice. Probably one of the worst practices I've ever had on a lake that I know pretty well, or I feel like I know pretty well. I was just trying to do too many things at once, kind of looking back on it. I was wanting to be on this end of the lake for an hour and then run to this end of the lake and try something else, when I really should have just stuck to one section of the lake, which is what I ended up doing in the tournament anyway. But mainly going into practice, my thought process was the fish are going to be deep. It's the middle of June. It's hot. I mean, the tournament's going to get one out there. The majority of the fish are going to get caught out there. Well, getting down there, and the day before official practice started, I looked at the water level, and the water level was actually rising. We were getting a bunch of rain in that part of the country down in South Alabama, and the lake level was actually coming up. And with the amount of shoreline cover that Eufaula has in it, I know from past experiences when that water starts coming up that those fish like to follow it, or a good population of fish normally do. So starting out in practice, I actually started, even with the water level coming up, I started out practice graphing with my hummingbird helixes and solixes, looking for brush piles, because I mean that's always a huge player on Eufaula. Found quite a few of them. I think the first couple that I threw into, I got bit, caught a couple 3-pounders. Kind of got the ball rolling a little bit, and then I tried to expand on the brush pile deal going on up the lake, and it kind of fizzled out on me. I kind of didn't find near as many. So with that thought process, I knew that if the brush pile game was going to happen on the low end of the lake, below the bridges is what I call it. So with that in mind, the second day of practice, I went and started fishing shallow, and didn't go very well. I got a bite here and a bite there. I couldn't really come up with a pattern. And by lunch the second day, I mean, we've only got a day and a half of practice left after this. We've had a day and a half, and I hadn't really figured anything out as good as I would want to. So that's when I started scrambling around a little bit, trying to run brush here, running on the bank here, go flip this, go throw it that. And I started scrambling and kind of spinning out, basically. So the last day of practice, I kind of just got in the boat that morning when I put the boat in, took a deep breath and said, all right, you got to go figure something out just to have a solid idea to go into the tournament and try and make it work during the tournament. That third day of practice around lunchtime, I figured out a little deal where I could pitch some bank grass, water willow, and get some consistent bites. I kind of figured out what kind of grass I was looking for, where it was setting up and stuff like that. And I also figured out I could get a couple bites flipping boat docks. I never set the hook that last day of practice. I didn't really know what size fish I was dealing with, but I knew I could get a good many bites doing it. So going into the first morning of the tournament, you'll see on the fish catches, I actually started in a creek that I never even made a cast in practice. And I mean, within 10 minutes, I caught like a 3.5 pounder, and that kind of got the whole tournament rolling, and I kind of ran with it from there.
His first season on the Bassmaster Elite Series, but keep your eye on this dude. This is a scary, scary Elite Series assassin. Team Yamaha, Team Skeeter Pro, Wes Logan.
Yes, sir. Oh, good.
There we go.
Look at that fish, dude.
That's the thing.
Oh my god. It's like paper thin.
I mean, the head on
Oh
that
my
thing.
god. That's awful.
That's wild, ain't it?
Man, it's like a 3-pounder.
I know.
It should be a 6. Hope you don't die. Dude, they're all like that. Freaking one
That's
of them.
wild.
I mean, this is Eufaula, dude. They supposed to be fat.
That's probably that's probably the poorest fish you done caught so far. Peeing.
Bloody tail.
Look.
God almighty, this is a giant.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go!
Man.
Oh, give me some.
my God. That's the one you needed
Hey.
right there.
I done got shaking a little bit now. I thought it was a 10-pounder when I hooked it. Like when I seen when its mouth open, I said, "Oh my god!" It wasn't coming on. I mean, I can't get it out. What'd I tell you right over there? What'd I just say?
You did.
An Elite Series rookie for the great state of Alabama. Look out for this guy. He can catch him. Get loud for Wes Logan. Going to be one that is to be reckoned with for years to come on the Bassmaster Elite Series. 5 fish here today, and it looks like 5 good ones. Needs 23 even to take the lead. 18-3, moves into the top 10 in 9th place currently. Wes, welcome back to the Bassmaster Elite Series. Sometimes over the last few months, it might have felt like, was I even really on the Bassmaster Elite Series? I mean, I fished an event, and then things changed.
Yeah, you know, and that event got cut short, so it was like I've got to fish 2 days, and then they kind of cut it off from us. But it was good to get back out here. I think everybody did good with the social distancing stuff. But I mean, the fishing's absolutely phenomenal. I only got probably 8 or 9 bites today, but anybody who thinks these guys can't catch them, they can catch them every day, anywhere, anytime. I don't care. You got to catch them if you're going to compete against these guys.
Well, you can catch them, and I know you'll be catching them for years and years to come here. Great to have you here.
Days 1 and 2, like I said, it was basically a pitching grass for the first part of the day. The first day, I caught a real big one off a dock at like 1 o'clock. I think it was like the second bite I got off a dock during the tournament, and it was like a 6-pounder. So that was a pretty good deal. Leading into the second day with that, I flipped grass. I struggled the second day. I went back to the area I caught him in the first day, and I got a bite right off the bat. I actually lost like a 4.5, 5-pounder on a frog, which would have been my second bite of the morning, and it kind of rattled me a little bit for a while, and I kind of just had to scramble the rest of the day. I'd catch a 2.5 here, 2 3/4 here. I caught a 3, like a 3:10 or a 3:15 late, like 12 o'clock flipping grass that coiled like a 1.5-pounder that, I mean, it helped me a lot, obviously, but it kind of got my mind set back right. About 12 o'clock, 12:30, I went back and flipped docks again. I never got a big bite. I caught 3 or 4 small ones off docks that day. And, you know, going into the weigh-in the second day, I think I had 18-3 after the first day, and I was in the 30s, I think. But I think 40th place, which is what we cut to, was 17 even, I think, which the math you can do on doubling or making the cut is you normally double whatever the cut weight is. So it was 17, so it should have been 34. Hardly ever on the Elite Series does the weights fall off after the second day. But I had 18.3 the first day and 14.5, I think, the second day. So, I mean, going into weighing, I kind of knew I wasn't going to make it. I mean, it was just kind of in my head that I wasn't going to make it. I was pretty disappointed because I knew that fish I lost the second morning on the frog was going to kill me really bad, because that would have gave me another at least 2 pounds weighing in a 2-pounder. But, you know, it is what it is. But luckily we did make it, obviously, because there's going to be a day 3 video and we fished on day 3. But we'll get into that later.
Spawned 2, didn't they?
I caught one yesterday that should have been like a 5, weighed 3 3/4. I mean, it's my.
All right.
Might be 2 1/4.
What time do you open?
The jig that I was pitching in the grass, I was flipping the same jig in the grass with the same trailer. I was using the same rod basically all week on docks and flipping grass. It's a 7.4 heavy reinforcer from Arc. It's just a really good, you know, lightweight flipping, 1/2 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 5/16 ounce, 3/8 ounce, any type of weight bait, Texas rig jig, whatever you want to do. It's a good rod for that when you're fishing shallow. It's not a very good flipping rod if you're going to be flipping over 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet. You're going to need a 7.6 to give you a little bit more length on those hook sets. The jig I was using was like I said, it's the same jig. I pitched it on both. It's a Dirty Jigs, compact flipping jig, or compact pitching jig. It's a 1/2 ounce. I don't know if I said that already. With a Zoom super chunk on it. I was flipping 20-pound shooter Sunline fluorocarbon. I like the shooter when I'm flipping most of the time, just because it's a little bit more abrasion resistant. It's a little bit stiffer line. Your sniper from Sunline is going to be a lot better casting line for your reaction baits and winding baits and whatnot. Reels always uses a Lew's Pro TI. It's a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio. It's just a good flipping gear ratio. It's got enough power and you've got enough speed to get in and out of places, obviously. But like I said, that's really the bread and butter of how I caught them at Eufaula. You'll see on day 3, I kind of switched it up about midway through the day and went and fished some brush piles. I've got what I was using on that will be in that video. But the few fish I caught on a frog, the one I lost, and I caught a few. I was just using a 7.3 mag medium heavy Invoker Pro from Arc. I like throwing 60-pound braid, like on Eufaula or anywhere like a Gunnersville Lake, Chickamauga, wherever you're dealing with some bigger than average size fish. I like that 60-pound braid, even in open water. The FX2 from Sunline also.
All the way from Alabama, right here in Alabama. Let me hear it for Wes Logan. 18-3 yesterday, 5 today. He's 11-4 to get inside the cut. 14-2, he's in there in 22nd place with 32 pounds, 5 ounces. Just got to hope to stay there for a few more minutes.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it, just judging by what 40th place was yesterday. I knew the way I was fishing, I wasn't going to get many good bites, and I had to fish clean, and I didn't fish clean today, and I mean, that's just fishing. It is what it is. I mean, again, like I said yesterday, these guys are absolutely crushed them. Like, it's not easy out here. You can't get, like, a bunch of good bites, and those 20-pound bags are just unreal, and my hat goes off to them guys.
Quick question, we got to get you out of here. How much of when anglers say they don't think they're going to make it, how much of that is reality that they're really thinking it, or how much of it is just superstition because if I say I make it, I won't make it?
No, I really thought it would take 33 to 34 because, I mean, with these guys, you had 17 was 40th place yesterday. It's not going to drop off. I mean, most of the time it goes up, so, I mean, you think I had 18 yesterday, I needed 17 today, and obviously I was a little short, but, I mean, that's just the reality of it.
All right, I appreciate the honest answer. Just thought I'd ask.
All in all, it was a good tournament. I was happy with the 2 days. I really didn't think I was going to make it, so I was happy to slip in there. But thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you on day 3.